Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a compulsory English. In the last few sessions, we were discussing about a group discussion. And while discussing group discussion, we came across different language expressions that are frequently used in a group discussion. In the last session, we discussed about a situation in which we have to interrupt other group members and put forth or express point of view, our own point of view. So in this situation, we came across three different situations. One situation is that you are a group leader, you have introduced the topic and invited others to speak on it. In that situation, all the members start discussing, they engrossed in the discussion. As a group leader, you are listening, but it is not necessary, or you are not just a dumb listener, but you also have certain points, opinions, angles to add to the discussion. So in that situation, you are supposed to interrupt. You should say, excuse me, I want to say something, I want to express my opinion, I have one thought, I have different angle, and interrupt in the discussion and put forth your point of view. This is the one situation. In second situation, you can see many times it happens that group participants of a group start discussing something else rather than the main theme of the group discussion. To avoid such a kind of digression and keeping the discussion on track, you should interrupt into the discussion and memorize them that we were speaking on this and this issue, this and this theme. So bringing them all back on the track and again start discussing the same topic that you are supposed to discuss. This is the second situation that we came across. The third situation is also expected, that many times when the participants start taking the things personal, they get angry and they start behaving aggressively and violently. In that situation, as a group leader, you are supposed to interrupt the group discussion and you suggest them to keep calm and again bring them all to the track and carry on the discussion that you are supposed to carry on. So these are the three situations, and in these three situations we came across certain language expressions. So after this interruption in the group discussion, we are supposed to learn this sub point, that is making suggestions or accepting or refusing suggestions. As I told you, many times it happens with us that when we propose a idea or when we propose a thought, then the other group members, as they were also from different varied fields. For example, you are working in a company and there is one issue, uh, and the company form a group discussion, in which you can see there are the person from sales, person from a production, person from a quality assurance. So there are head of a different departments, and they all these people were contributing their point of view to the issue. In that situation, when you suggest something and other person suggests from his point of view and that is a valid one, you have to accept that, accept the suggestion, and you should modify your opinion or your thought. That is a very important thing. You should be open for the suggestions. You should not restrict others. You should not say that I am right and all other participants are wrong. So this is not the right way to interact in a group discussion. You should be open for the suggestion, and in that situation you are either accept the suggestion or you refuse the suggestion. If the suggestion is good, you should accept it and you should say that you accept it. And in situation where you are not accepting it, you should say, suggest your refusal. So in both situation, how to or many times we make suggestions. Instead of that, we make a suggestion, so we may even interpret and say that the suggestion is right or wrong. So in that situation, how to express, what are the language expressions that we are supposed to use? So we are supposed to learn all these things in this sub topic. So let us discuss with this: making suggestions, accepting or refusing suggestions. See, group discussion involves exchange of views, thoughts, and suggestions. Of course, yes. We are there to express, exchange thoughts, suggestions, ideas, views on a specific topic. In the course of time, you may not like someone's views and opinions and you would like to make a counter proposals. This may happen with us. As I am saying you that this is not a debate, but many times it happens in a group discussion that the person who is speaking or contributing his or expressing his views are totally prejudiced and it is totally wrong. So in that situation you should refuse the proposal by counter proposal. So you should suggest something else instead of rejecting outwardly, or instead of rejecting only rejecting the thing, you should suggest something else. In that situation also you are supposed to make suggestions. So in that situation, what kind of language expression we should use? See, sometimes you accept the suggestions made by others, but you may have doubts. This may happen. When you express or your view, others suggest you something and you accept the suggestions, but there are certain doubts in your mind. So in that situation, how to express, what are the language expressions? You have to express your objections politely and seek clarification. This is what, again here, word politely is used here because everything in a group discussion should be a polite one. It should not be aggressive. You should not raise your voice. You should not behave violently. You should be open for the suggestions. You should seek clarification very politely. So this is what is the situation. So in this situation, note the following example to know what expressions are used in such occasion. See, making suggestion. See, I would like to suggest that semester system of examination should be stopped. An annual pattern of examination should be reintroduced. So I would like to suggest that this is a common language expression that you can use when you are interacting in a group discussion. Topic may be varied. So in this situation, you can see there is a suggestion. I would like to suggest that semester system of examination should be stopped. An annual pattern of examination should be reintroduced. So this is what you can see is a proper suggestion is given. Proper suggestion is given. And you are supposed to, or you are able to suggest something when you analyze the thing, when you have a proper solution, when you have a proper action plan, when you have a proper logic, then only it is possible for you to suggest something. So making suggestions, you can see, you are very much, and again you are very much confident about your suggestion, and in that situation you can see such a kind of statements you can make. This expression that I would like to suggest that is the common language expression that you can use with any uh, topic, with any topic. Then see, conditional acceptance. So this is the making suggestion. I would like to suggest that. Then conditional acceptance. See, your suggestion is worth considering, but when you are using this but, you can see the first statement is a positive and another statement is a negative. See, your suggestion is worth considering, but there must be some alternative to reduce the burden of entire syllabus. This is what is the counter proposal. Your suggestion is worth considering, but there must be some alternative to reduce the burden of entire syllabus. You can see what is here. This is a common language expression. You can use it anywhere. Your suggestion is worth considering, but this another part, again, as I suggest you, or as I told you, that you should analyze the thing and you should have a logic behind your counter proposal. Here also he is suggesting that there can be some alternative. Instead of this that you are suggesting, there can be an alternative to reduce the burden of entire syllabus instead of cancelling the examination. So this is what you can see is the you are trying to balance the statement, you are trying to balance the situation. So this is what you can see, conditional acceptance. You are accepting the suggestion, but at the same time there are certain conditions. And another situation, making suggestion, conditional acceptance, and there is a refusal. So see, that is absolutely a wrong idea. See, this is an absolute refusal. You are refusing the idea proposed by the another participant. The semester system is introduced by University Grant Commission. and implemented by state universities. So this is what you can see. He is saying that is absolutely a wrong idea of annual pattern. The semester system is introduced by University Grant Commission and implemented by state universities. So this is what you can see is the refusal. You are refusing the idea. Then raising objections. In that situation, you can see, are you sure that all the colleges will conduct internal examinations? And what about ensuring quality? So this is a raising an objection. Many times it happens with us that when another person proposes a certain thing, there are certain objections on the proposal. So we have to raise these objections, and they are also very important because they give us an opportunity to introspect, or we get give us the opportunity to evaluate the express the opinion or express the idea. It is rethinked or revisited, and when it is revisited, you can see we get a very purified kind of expression or a statement. So raising objections is also very important. So here, are you sure that all the colleges, are you sure that, this is a common kind of common expression that you can use. I'm not saying that, understand that I am introducing you certain language expressions. I am not saying that you should use only these language expressions. You can use other language expressions, but these are most frequently used language expressions. I am not saying that if you use something else, then you will be wrong one. That is not the case. The case is that the proper expressions, proper refusal, proper acceptance, such a situation in such a situation you can see such a kind of language expressions are frequently used. These are the general language expressions that we are supposed to use in a group discussion. So this is what you can see. Then expressing hesitation. So many times we hesitate to accept, or we also hesitate to reject. So see the expression, well, I am in two minds really. I am not sure if within the first semester 50% syllabus can be covered. So this is what, well, I am in two minds really. This is suggesting your hesitation of accepting that the half of the syllabus can be covered in a first semester. So this is expressing hesitation. You are hesitant to accept the thought. So this is what is the situation. Then commenting on the attitudes of others. See, in daily life, so after these, you can see in daily life on many occasions we express our attitude towards others. In the same way, in a group discussion also, group members express their attitude towards others. Let us study some examples. See, commenting on the attitudes of others, that is what kind of attitude is accepted to form an opinion. See, I think your attitude towards our family and family members is reflecting in your statement. So I think your attitude, so you are speaking about the attitude. Or in my view, your attitude towards politics is pessimistic. In my view, your attitude. See, uh, or use this towards also. That is also a common thing that we have to use. Then, well, you need not be impatient about college gathering. We are going to conduct it in the next month. Look, your idea is fine, but it is too costly to purchase separate tables for each girl. I don't think you will get response from those who believe blindly. So these are the statements you can see speak about the attitudes. So I think your attitude, here in the first two lines you can see we are directly using the word attitude because we are directly making a statement regarding the attitude. In the third, fourth and fifth statement you can see we are not using the word attitude, but we are definitely or speaking about the attitude. Well, you be need not be impatient. So the attitude is impatient about a college gathering. We are going to conduct it in the next month. Or look, your idea is fine, but it is too costly to purchase separate tabs for each girl. So this is what you can see is again a attitude, speaking about the attitude. Or the last one you can see, I don't think you think you will get response from those who believe blindly. So these are the statements you can see comment on the attitude of the participant. So after discussing this commenting on attitudes and others, let us continue with presenting different alternatives or solutions to to a problem. See, how to prevent dropout rate of a girls in a college of a rural areas. See the alternative solutions. Understand that the thing is important to note here is that you should analyze the situation, you should form the opinion, you should form the solution, and these solutions, reasons, ideas, opinions should be reasonable, it should be a logical one. So see the alternative solution, you can understand that how people think about the situation, how people think about the topic. So the problem is how to prevent a dropout rate of girls in colleges of a rural areas. See, one remedy is counseling parents and girls about the importance of education, and secondly to introduce different values and value added courses. So see here one remedy is counseling parents. So there are the two remedies suggested by the two solutions suggested by this person. One remedy is counseling parents and girls about the importance of education, and secondly to introduce different value added courses. So these are the two. Second alternative solution C. One solution to this problem is to establish students aid fund to help the poor and needy girls to enable them to continue their higher education. The best solution on it is to fix CCTV camera at important places to watch the criminals. So you can understand that there are two different point of views expressed in these two statements, two solutions. The first statement you can see counseling parents. So the person is thinking from the perspective of a parents and students, and he think that they were not very sincere, or they were not thinking that education is important. So he want to cultivate the importance of education among the stakeholders, that is the parents and students. So this is the one point, and second point you can see are the two things. One, he is thinking about the economic condition of poor girls, and second, he is also thinking about the security. So the dropout rates, you can see two different four different solutions were expressed to a one question, that is how to prevent the dropout rate of a girls in a college of a rural area. The first point of view is that importance of education should be cultivated among the parents and students. Second, that the education should be connected to the employment, value added courses should be introduced to them. Third is that poor students, economically backward students, due to economically backwardness, they were drop out from the colleges. For these girls, student aid fund should be established. This is the third point. And fourth is a point of a security that is also very important in the rural part. So you can see that problem is one, but we have four different situations or four different points that were suggested by the students. And then girls and women are becoming insecure in big cities in India. See, the three different opinions were expressed or solutions were given to us. The best solution on it is to fix CCTV cameras at important places to watch the criminals. Besides, it is necessary to censor frankness of women in TV serials, movies, and at public places. One remedy for it is that criminals should get severe punishment so that they won't dare to do this. So you can see these are the solutions given by us, given by the participants. So you can see that problem is one, but point of views are different one. So we should think in these terms, we should think in these terms and try to suggest the opinions. Another thing is that one remedy is, or one solution to this problem is, these are the common expressions. One remedy is, or one solution to this problem is, or you can see the best solution for it is, or besides it is necessary to, or one remedy for it is that. So these are the common expressions that we are supposed to use. One remedy is, one solution to this problem is. So we should start with this. It suggested that you are going to suggest an alternative suggestion. So this is what is the important thing to note. So summing up, an alternative beginning and an appropriate end are important aspects of a group discussion. Attractive beginning is also important, and appropriate end is also very important of a group discussion. Any group discussion has to come to an end and you have to sum up. So you have to sum up the group discussion. That is a very necessary part here. You cannot cut it, or you cannot leave it abruptly, but you should properly sum up. So while summing it up, you have to take a stock of a main points, remarks, views, opinions, agreements, disagreements, suggestions, etc. made by members of the group briefly. That is a very important job of a group leader, of summing up. And while summing up, it is not necessary, or it is not appreciable that you put only your point of view there. You should consider all other things that is expressed while group discussion. You should take a stock of all of these things: main points, remarks, views, opinions, agreement, disagreement, suggestions, and prepare one statement or prepare one solution that is unanimous to all. So this is what the summing up. See, gentlemen, excuse me, but the time allotted to us is almost over. Let us sum up the main points made by you, and after that you can sum up. So you should start with this. Gentlemen, excuse me, but the time allotted to us is almost over. This is a general statement you can make in any group discussion. Let us sum up the main point made by you. Or, okay friends, let me conclude this session. Or, thank you gentlemen, now it is time to conclude the discussion. Alright then, let me conclude this discussion. All friends discussed the topic entitled No Vehicle Day in a Week in our college. Mrs. Nimbalkar pointed out the rising higher prices of fuel day by day. Mr. Nilesh Patil pointed out the importance of using bicycle and public transport once in a week. Mr. Sawant insisted that students should use bicycles daily for their safety and physical fitness. Mr. Desai objected to Mr. Sawant's opinion, pointing out that each and every student can't purchase bicycles. Thank you, friends. Let us call it a day. So this is what is a proper. You are using all these suggestions. You are considering all the opinions expressed during the group discussion. So this is what a proper summing up of a group discussion. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. We will discuss about the task fifth in the next session. Thank you for listening.